What's up, guys? My name's Owen. Welcome back to the Bent Fender podcast. And today I will be reviewing the 2022 COTA or Circuit of the Americas race. So, before we get started, before this weekend's race happened, we had one pretty massive penalty that we need to go over. So, Brad Keselowski has been hit with a 100-point fine, 10 penalty points, and $100,000 fine. And also his crew chief has been suspended for 4 races. And that is including this one. So he's down now at 3. And the cause for this massive penalty, which I'm pretty sure is the biggest penalty that I have seen in my life. And it was for a part modification that happened on the track, or happened in his garage. So that was that's a pretty hefty penalty. Now, for the actual race. So, before the race, AJ Allmendinger had to start at the rear because he had to change his gearbox. And then a couple other people had to start at the rear. I didn't get what happened to what they did, so. And this race was only 68 laps, but they were long laps. So the first 2 stages were 15 laps each, and then the last stage was 38 laps. So in the first stage, Ryan Blaney leads the field to green, and then Daniel Suarez, about halfway into the first lap, takes it from him. And Suarez leads for a while before a rookie part-time driver, Hasmans. No, he was 27, I believe, or 23. I don't know. I forget. He had to do a pass-through penalty for cutting the corner down the S's section. And then Elliott bumped into Kyle Busch, which spun him out, but the race stays green. And then a little while later, green flag pit stops start before the end of the stage. So this was about 4 laps before the end of the stage. And during that, Austin Dillon had a uncontrolled tire penalty. But the one thing that's good about COTA is it's so long that you can serve this penalty without the fear of going a lap down. Because at like Martinsville, if you take a penalty, you're going like 2-3 laps down even. Like, those like short tracks are terrible for penalties. You can't recover from it. You can't. Then, so after the penalty, it was smooth sailing to the end of the stage, and Daniel Suarez wins his second stage of his career. And at the end of this, there were no cars out of the race or laps down, so it was a pretty uneventful first stage. Then going into the second stage, Suarez wins the race off pit road, but Austin Cindric assumed the lead because he pitted on the green flag pit stop and he didn't pit on stage break. Then off the first corner, LaJoie hits Suarez, who spins, and then a little while later, Kyle Larson spins, but it stays green. And then another rookie part-timer in Larry. I don't know who this is. I just noticed that he was out, so I didn't even notice him on the track. So he's out of the race, he was the first person out. Then McDowell, he got a pass-through penalty for cutting the corners. Then green flag pit stops, again with 4 or 5 laps to go. And William Byron took a too fast entering penalty. So he had to start at the tail end of the longest line on the restart for the stage. And after that, Denny Hamlin took the lead and ends up winning stage 2. Now going into the final 38 laps, so the final stage. This is where it gets interesting. So Denny Hamlin wins the race off pit road, but Joey Logano takes the lead. Then within the first lap, Ross Chastain takes the lead. And then Hand, whoever he is, he got hit and spun. And then Austin Cindric also spun. It stayed green for those. But then there was the first actual caution of the day for debris. Then on the initial next pit stop, Ricky Stenhouse got a speeding penalty. And Chastain still leading at this point. Off that restart, Corey LaJoie bumps Gilliland just out of the way. Nothing really happens there. Then a couple laps later, Eric Jones is stopped on the track. Seems like he had an engine failure. That brings out the second caution of the day. Then Ross Chastain won the race off pit road there. Then Chase Briscoe takes the lead. Then a little while later, Joey Logano spins, but it stays green. Then while that happens, Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe have a good battle for the lead. And Ross Chastain stays in the lead there. Then Bubba Wallace actually loses a tire. And that brings out our third caution. And Bubba Wallace is the second driver out of the race. Second driver out. Then after that, Ross Chastain leads. And then Ricky Stenhouse also loses power. And that brings out the fourth caution. And on that pit stop, Chase Briscoe has a pass-through penalty. Then next thing I knew, there was a fifth caution, which I'm assuming it's a debris caution. I don't know. I didn't really see what happened, so Then after that, on the initial start, Cole Custer spins, but it stays green there. Then less than a lap later, Hasselman spins, bringing out the 6th caution. And then after that, Tyler Reddick takes the lead. Then off that restart, Joey Logano and Kurt Busch get into each other and spin off the first turn, bringing out the 7th caution. Then after that, Ross Chastain retakes the lead. A little while later, Kyle Busch spins, stays green. Then Alex Bowman takes the lead for a brief second before the chaos of the last lap. Then AJ Allmendinger bumps Chastain out of the way, and then AJ basically, and then Chastain kind of goes and gets his revenge and bumps Allmendinger out of the way, kind of into Bowman, which slowed Bowman down. And Ross Chastain becomes the 3rd different rookie winner, or 3rd different first-time winner this season. So, for the top 5, it was Ross Chastain, Alex Bowman, Christopher Bell, Chase Elliott, and Tyler Reddick. All in all, the first 2 stages were really boring. There wasn't much going on. It was brutal trying to pass anyone. And then when the last stage came and the longer run people had, got a little easier to pass. And then the chaos of the last lap kind of redeemed this race. So I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And we will see you next week for our Richmond review, or for the Richmond review. So, if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as well as joining me for the next episode. Peace.